Good morning, happy Sunday everyone. It's Candace Lee from Candace Lee Fired Up, independent epicure consultant and meal prep whiz. Why is it telling me? Anyway, here we are. I'm gonna get started this morning. I'm gonna actually start with getting the Aztec soup going first. And then I'm gonna work my way into the oven things and then a few other things to get ready for meal prep for this week. So this one's super easy and delicious. If I could only get you have the smell of vision. So I've got 5 cups of water in here, which is super easy to do because this is our multi-purpose pot. And it actually has measurements on the side and a great spout, a really awesome handle, and of course it's got the strainers 2 different sizes. So this is amazing multi-purpose pot. It's got 2 sizes, so they're awesome. So anyway, here we go. I'm going to dump this in. You can actually put in some broth seasoning as well. I am going to put in our chicken broth. Victor likes his chicken broth, and he likes a little bit of that extra flavor, especially when I'm making him go plant-based. So I'll add a little bit of that flavor. Okay, then it says a can of tomatoes. It says crushed, but I'm actually trying to do 2 things at once with the same can. So we're gonna put in the tomato. And I rinsed off a can of black beans. That goes in here as well. All right, so let me just double check the instruction because it's right here. In a pot, you put the hot water and seasonings. You can put in your crushed tomatoes and your black beans. And then when you're almost done, you can throw in fresh corn or peas, and it literally just sits there for about 10 to 15 minutes. So that's it. Just gonna get that simmering away. All right, so that's that piece. Now I'm going to make the sweet, good morning, excuse me, I'm going to make the sweet, wow, I don't even know what I'm making, sweet banana bread. All right, so you need 2 bananas. I'm already squashed up, so I'm actually gonna cheat and squash it up in the container first and then put my dry ingredients. It always works for me, so I'm not really worried. So good morning. I started with the Aztec soup. In case you didn't see that, it's now on the stove simmering, or I just could bring it to a boil first and then I will simmer it. All right, so we're just gonna squash up some bananas. All right. And then I'm actually going to make it with the eggs, but you don't have to. You could use Chia. You could use applesauce. I use applesauce a lot. All right, so now my oven is preheated, ready to go. The banana's not squishy. Oh, there it is. Probably you should use a fork, but slightly lazy and don't care this morning. So I'm just going to smush it with my 3-in-1 spatula instead, which is actually working pretty well. So there's squishy banana. All right, now we're gonna put some eggs in and get them going. I've already lightly oiled. I'm going to use our new little mini loaves, so they're already lightly oiled and ready to go. And there we go. I'm just going to beat up the eggs with the banana. It does want 1/3 of a cup of oil. If you're not an oil person, there's other ways. You just don't have to put it in. Or you can use applesauce as well, like it works all great. You just need the moisture and the fat part, but you can do it another way. Want butter, go for it. All right, good enough. Now I'm just going to put the mixture in and get it all mixed up, and then dump it into the little mini loaves. So there, I just dumped all the mixture in. And it's very, the flavor profile is very cinnamon. So if you're a lover of cinnamon, then this sweet banana bread is for you. Okay, all mixed up. And the great thing about this 3-in-1 spatula is it actually does have 3 little edges. So, you know, when you're scraping along the side, that's one thing. So, for example, I'm out of your view. I'm sorry, I'm over here. So, scrape out of your side, but then you can scrape the other way, but also at the bottom, because it's got this cute, little edge at the bottom. So, it's pretty awesome for getting all of your batter, or you're trying to get the last bit of yogurt out of your container, maybe. I found that that was pretty awesome. All right. Here you go. Banana bread. Okay, so it says, oh, what does it say? If we're putting this into the oven, so about 20 minutes it's supposed to be, and then you let it sit out and cool for 10 minutes. There's a few different versions on here, which is why it took me a second, because there's literally the silicone loaf pan that's 8x4 in the microwave or in the oven, and then there's a 12-cup muffin pan, so there's quite a few different versions in here. So we were going to go with 20 minutes and see where we go from there. Okay. The Aztec soup is looking pretty good. All right, so that was our banana bread, and the Aztec soup is going. All right, so what I wanted to do was marinate. Oops, I keep losing you. I gotta remember to move that back. I have some chicken legs. I'm gonna actually marinate it in our Stampede barbecue ribs seasoning. Now, this one says to use like ketchup and brown sugar. I don't do that. We just use like crushed tomatoes, or if you are a fan of the San Marzano tomato sauce, so it's a little bit sweeter, kind of like you have in your ketchup. That's kind of what we use. But since I have leftover crushed tomato, I'm just going to use that instead. All right, so I'm going to need the tomato, and I'm going to use some of this seasoning. You don't want to use a lot, so just enough to give it the flavor. And then I need something to mix it with, because that's going to be messy. And the good thing you can do here is actually add a little bit of vinegar. And give you your tangy. If you're not a fan of the Stampede, there's a good Korean one that's nice. All right. The less, you know what, we're gonna do the less messy version, just because I'm not interested in squishing my hands in chicken and tomato paste today. So just dump the legs or whatever it is into a bag, a Ziploc bag, and then I'm just going to put all this stuff in there and smush it around. And then tonight or even tomorrow if we wanted, throw it on, well, throw it in the oven, or you could put it into a pot, but pretty much we'll bake it. There you go. Stampede barbecued flavoring using crushed tomatoes and some vinegar on chicken legs. So those can go into the fridge for a later date. All right, so that's that one. We still got a little bit left over here, so I can use it for another item. All right, what else was I doing? Veggie burgers. Oh yeah, I love the Korean one. We're gonna make veggie burgers today. So, what we need to make less of a mess, I'm gonna wash something, so hang on. So did you have any questions this morning? Did you have any meal prepping things you were running into lately that you need any tips on? Go ahead and post, ask away, whatever you got going. All right, so that's going. I'm just gonna turn it down now to simmer. Banana bread looks good. Okay, so veggie burgers is simple. It's literally a cup of cooked quinoa, which I have right here. So I'm just going to grab a cup of it. And then it's a cup of shredded vegetables of some sort. So we are going to use the mandolin today. One of the juliens. So just pop out that one, pop this one back in. Okay, and then I'm going to grab my freshly washed zucchini here, and I'm going to cut it down so that it goes inside here. And then I'm just going to slice it across. Can you see me? Yeah. And it's right in there. And then another one. Basically, I can do the whole zucchini. It'll take care of. And you can make it smaller if you wanted, but I figure julienne at this size is okay. So, what was your question? I've never made smoothies. Yeah, sure. So for me, smoothies, it's just whatever your flavor profile is. So I make, my one that I love making is, so it's got some vegetables, it's got some fruit, it has the protein powder that I love using, and then it'll have a few extra little things. So I'm not a milk person for my smoothies, but you definitely can. I just use water. So what I'll do, because most of what I need is already frozen, like frozen veggies and frozen fruit, or I can freeze it to make it easier, I will just make it all ahead and put it into like little bags or little containers and have it already in the freezer. So I'll have little baggies out for me and dump in my cup of fruit and cup of veggie. And veggies I like to use are more water-based, so like zucchinis. I'll even use cucumber. You can do celery as well. Broccoli is good. Kale. Kale is a little harder just because you really do need to like strain it, like go through like a juicer thing, so it gets complicated. Spinach is fine. Again, it gets stringy in that, so that's why I kind of go for the other ones, but you're welcome to go ahead and try it. A lot of people do, they'll just shove it in and they're fine with that. If you're looking for that kind. Fruit, I just use mixed fruit that you can buy at like Costco or anywhere, a big bag of it, and keep it in the freezer all the time. And then I'll put my scoop of protein, and then I'll start adding some flavors. So some cocoa, or like our, hang on, probably easier just to show you. So these are smoothie boosters we have. There's tons out there with different companies. I mean, obviously I'm gonna say use ours, but you've got some from someone, go ahead. You can add in other things if you're trying to, I don't know, whatever you might be working on something. So there are superfoods out there that you could be adding as well. Whatever you like. Turmeric is awesome. I totally recommend putting like some good turmeric in there. And there you go. So that's kind of how I started. And then because it's already frozen all together, literally it's nice and cold. So I can throw it in my blender with some, I put water in, then I dump all the stuff in and then blend. And that's how I do it. So anything you want to ask about that? Okay, so I've got zucchini in here. And I got the quinoa. So what it says is, in a large bowl, hot water, which I got. Talking about smoothies. So to give the hot water a second. And so basically it wants half a cup of hot water, 3 tablespoons of lemon juice, and then the cup of zucchini and a cup of quinoa, and you just mix it all up, let it set, and then you can either fry them or you can bake them, whatever you like. So lemon juice. I personally use the whole lemon. That's just me, but you can, if you can get 3 tablespoons out of half a lemon, by all means, or if you got lemon juice or something, go for it. And for those of you who can't have citrus, yes, I know you can't have it, water is fine too. Just add a little more water because it just really, you want the liquid. So no big deal. Just make adjustments for your own diet and what you like, or maybe even what you have on hand, right? So that's what it looks like in there. Pour it all in there. And just waiting for the hot water to boil up a little bit. And then I'll mix it all up. So that's there. And then I'm going to actually pan fry it. Alright, so the Azteca soup's ready. I'm not going to actually use corn, I'm going to use peas. There we are. So that's got some black beans, tomatoes, and corn. And I just threw peas in, which we know won't take very long, so I'm not worried about those. Just gonna get the pan ready for the veggie burger. Tidy up a tiny bit. All right. Ooh. To add greens like. Okay, so this actually has that in there, and it's not that disgusting because this isn't the strong part of your smoothie smell, of your smoothie taste. So the berries and things like that are usually your stronger flavor. Just, you know, you're putting 1 scoop of this, it's not really going to bother the flavor, especially with like the protein powder in this or the yogurt or whatever you're using. It doesn't override it. If this is all you had in there, yeah, totally, it doesn't taste so great. But if you add it to your other things, so bananas or mangoes or anything like that, that's gonna be the stronger flavor, not this. I actually will make these with the bliss balls, and they're yummy. So it's okay to add a little bit of greens. Alrighty. So this has to set, so I'm just going to mix it all up and then put it aside for a second. So the Aztec soup is pretty much done. Everything is there. When you're ready to make it, you literally put it in a bowl with maybe some cheese or avocado, tortilla chips, whatever you like. Okay, so that's all mixed up. I'm ready to go. You don't need that. Okay, all right, so what do we got here? 6 more minutes? Yeah, they look good. All right, so where am I? Sweet banana bread is in the oven already. We made the Aztec soup and that's ready to go for a couple of meals for us. We do have extra quinoa, so it's perfect to keep aside for making some nourish bowls for the week. And what I was going to actually do is make a flavored up chickpea as well, and this is to help Victor, again, eat more plant-based. I already have him made up lentils with some French onion and some 3 onion and some chicken broth all in here. And then he can mix it up with a little bit of grain, and then he's got his soup. So I'm literally just going to put the last little bit that's in here into there, just so it's all one container and ready for him to make his lunch. So I might give him, it looks like he needs a little bit more broth, so I'm just going to give him that. Every time I do this, I use up all my broth. Okay, so some chicken broth, his grains that he likes, and some lentils and some split peas, and then 3 onion and French onion. So his lunch for probably about 2 lunches for him is ready here to go. And then he can add whatever vegetables and that he wants. And then that's set aside for him and ready to go. What I was going to actually make also is a dipping sauce for the veggie burger. I was going to do mango curry with coconut yogurt. So let's do that. Okay, so just depending on how mango or curry you like it, you can adjust. There we go. So some mango curry dip. And so this is our dip one, but you can use something else. So this literally, to make the dip, it's 3 tablespoons of dip mix with a cup of mayo, sour cream, yogurt, whatever you like. It's also really good to put as a coat on things. So if you were doing a coconut crumble on top of your chicken or your shrimp or something, use this as well. And of course a curry sauce and all that. So this is a very versatile dip mix, the mango curry. It's delicious. So just put a lid on that, and we're going to put that into this fridge along with the chicken. Okay, so we did the chicken, Stampede. You could have done Korean or something like that, and that's done, ready for later. Mango dip is ready. The Aztec soup is ready. We've got extra quinoa to make for nourish bowls. And then we got the sweet banana bread, which is cooking in the oven and almost done. Other things that I did this week was Beer had blueberries, and they're on their way out. So getting bushy. So I made some chia jam, blueberry jam, or chia blueberry jam. So it's just using our chia mix with your berries, and you can put it on the stove or you can do it in the microwave, and you can make your own jam when you want it. Super yummy, especially good with your homemade bagels that you can make, right? All right, and then lastly I wanted to do some chickpeas and either pan fry them slowly or bake them with a little bit of flavor for other meals. So let's get that done while we check on I think our veggie burgers are probably set up, and I can start getting those ready. Okay, so there's our chickpeas, and the seasonings we could do. I actually hadn't thought of it. Let's see. You have a favorite seasoning there? Anything you'd like? What would you put on your chickpeas? Some poco picante, sesame ginger seasoning. 3 onion, which I'm not doing. You know what? Let's do pesto. So. Okay, so those are ready to go. All right, something spicy. Ah, yes. Oh, yeah, it's a good idea. Let's see. We got chili flakes and garlic. Let's put those in there as well. Okay, so that's ready to go. So can you see me over there? Yes, okay. So let's check on, ooh, banana bread looks yummy. Just gonna put the fan on for a second so you don't hear a fire alarm. Okay. Here we are, sweet, lovely banana bread. And since, as we said, we got the oven going, we may as well just keep going with it. I'm just going to grab the cookie sheet with the bacon roll liner, toss on the chickpeas, and then have them all one single layer. I'm just going to do that for 10 minutes. All right, so the pan is hot, really hot. And what we're going to do is I'm just going to make little ones. basically it. And then why I'm doing them little, because I want to add them to Nourish Bowls or a quick little snack for Vic, maybe when he's home and he wants something to eat. That way he can have it with a mango curry dip or anything he likes. Oh yes, pesto works with everything. Yes, I agree. It's an awesome seasoning. Okay, so yeah, I think that was pretty much all I was going to make today. What also I did, it's messy, but I'm going to quickly show you. Over here I have washed and are now drying vegetables to get ready for snacking and that and eating later today, or sorry, this week. So carrots, some celery, some zucchini. Under here is actually beets and fennel that are washing right now. I'm going to actually, let me go back over here, make fennel and beet salad for us later in the week. For beets, because I bought raw ones, we're going to have to cook them up first, parboil them, peel off the skin, and then chop them up. And if you let them cool, then you can slice them nice and thin, like with the fennel, and have a nice beet and fennel salad. So that is part of the meal prep, is just getting that ready. I'm going to do my second set. Can't really tell you how many you'll make, because it's kind of based on what size you make them. But I believe it's supposed to make, you know, so many of the big ones. I will check. Tenderly, I only ever make the small ones. So this is the size in essence I'm making them, just about that big. And then that way I can easily throw them into a Nourish Bowl or pick them up and have them as a snack. So, no, wrong one. Veggie Burger. Supposed to make 4 of the big size burger ones. So if you're just making regular burger, but I'm not making little ones, so that's why they're going to be a lot more of them. The sweet banana bread you saw fit perfectly into our 4 pans there, but you could use your muffin pan, you could use a perfect pizza pan if you have it, or if you got a big large brown pan or anything, you could do it in that as well. Okay, whew. That is definitely pesto in there. Got a nice big whiff of pesto from the sweet, wow, what are these called? Chickpeas. So this is Sunday morning. How's your Sunday morning going? So for me, we've just prepared a lot of what we're going to be eating for this week. Vegetables are prepared. Aztec soup is good to go for about 2 meals or more. It just depends. It could go great for your whole week's worth of lunches if you wanted. Veggie burgers, same idea. Nourish bowls, quick snacks, and good for the dinner as well. The dessert, we made the sweet banana bread. I've got some chickpeas going. I've got quinoa. I have lots of things set up to make a quick salad or nourish bowl to head to the office. And the reason why I'm making a lot of these things like this, kind of like snack size, that are plant-based, is Vic just had surgery a little while ago for his gallbladder, and he's very much into the whole eating more plant-based, which is awesome. So therefore, I'm just having a variety for him to be able to snack on throughout the week when I'm not home, and then I also can take it for my lunches, which is great. So I'm making enough for the 2 of us to have a lot of good lunches and dinners. And then of course we're still going to have some meat here and there. That's why the chicken is done and ready to go. So that's kind of where my plan was with all that. And that always does your meal prep have to have you cooking all your stuff? You could have just prepared it, like have your protein aside, have your veggies all ready, and then dump into things that are awesome like stir fries or curries. We have a new curry meal solution, tandoori. It's yummy. I've made it as the marinade on just chicken, and then you can actually make it into a curry with some coconut milk in that, which is delicious. I have a few customers who love it. Use it with spinach, like it says on the package, which was new for them, so that's awesome. Alright, almost finished here. Just going to turn the broiler on for 2 minutes to let it finish broiling, or like in essence roasting up the chickpeas. So veggie burgers are almost done, banana bread's done. I'll just have to pack up the veggies and put them away, and that's pretty much where I'm ready to go for today. So not much more left to do other than clean this all up and let things cool and pack them up. So if you had questions, no, I haven't. But yeah, it's a good idea. Yeah, it's a little more effort than I want. Like, it takes a long time from what I watch people do it. I'm sure there's probably a faster way to make kimchi than, you know, you gotta salt your cabbage and pull all the moisture out of it. Then you make your paste, and then you blend everything in, like you smush it all around, put it into a container and let it sit for a little while, then you're able to eat it. I'm much more into quick stuff. Like, we have our little quickles, which is pickles, making pickles, and it just literally takes 10 minutes or so. Boil up your water, put it into your cucumbers or your eggs or your beets or whatever, and then you can make your pickle thing. So that's more of my line than doing kimchi. But have you made it? Be interested in hearing about it. Funny thing about this live Facebook stuff, I'm totally talking and I feel like I'm talking to myself, but you know, it's cool. Oh, you're gonna try it? Oh, awesome. Well, you try it and tell me, all, like, you know, post about it, tell me about it, and I'd love to see. All right, well, I think that's it. I think I'll let you guys go. If you have more questions or anything, you're free to like message me or post it in, and I'll get back to you with that. And then once things are done, I can show you guys pictures, but for you who might have just joined, we made veggie burgers into slider size. We made Aztec soup. So tomatoes, black beans, vegetables, the seasonings, and then you can top it up with like avocado and tortilla chips, cheese, whatever you like. We made the sweet banana bread in the mini loaves, and these will just literally pop right out, like they're already ready to, which is awesome. And hold on that thought. Going to let that go for another couple of minutes. And then we got things ready for nourish bowls. So vegetables are washed and dried, and I've got some extra quinoa that we made from the veggie burger that's cooked and ready to go. Victor has lunches for a couple of days, so this is like split pea, lentils, French onion seasoned chicken broth with some grains all ready to go. We just have to add the veggies for when he wants this. What else do we make? Oh, I threw it in the fridge already, but Stampede chicken legs all ready to go. And we had some blueberry jam that we made earlier this week. And then we made some mango curry dipping sauce for the veggie burger. So there we go. All good to go. And everything pretty much used here as seasonings, the mandolin that we use to chop up the zucchini, it's all Epicure. You have questions, you're interested in trying it, want to have your own cooking class or meal prep class, I'm all in for any of that. And yeah, I'll share a link in the group if you want to order anything that you saw here. Otherwise, have a great day, and I hope to hear from you soon. Bye everyone. Enjoy your Sunday.